Hi, it's Malcolm here and welcome to this video. So in this video I'm going to show you how, and you'll see in a little while how badly damaged this Tundra was and how I kind of got it back to the state it's in now. It's not perfect, but it was pretty bent up. I mean, before I couldn't even put this in, and now it can fit back in. So once I get the nose back on and glued in, and I'm going to show you how I done it with heat, water, and in fact finally a heat gun, which actually put it back together. So I hope you enjoy this video. If you like what you see, please subscribe to the channel. I want to do more and more videos like this. Okay, so I try not to shake too much while I'm doing this by hand. Okay, so as you can see, that the nose is pretty well battered in. It's come apart. I've taken the engine out already, or the motor out already, put the electronics up the back so that they're out the way. But as you can see, if you come down, there's crumple lines down here, and I think they're on the other side as well, kind of down. I hope you can see that down here. It's getting a bit dark in the shed. But yeah, so it's in a bit of a mess. So hopefully all the videos say that, you know, this kind of putting this foam in hot water will send it back to its original position. So mainly, I mean, that can be glued, but yeah, it's kind of just twisted out of shape. So the only thing I'm worried about is, from what I gather, there is a slight thrust angle on the Tundra. So it's whether I get that back or not, and what difference it's going to make to it when it's flying, how good the repair is going to be. The beauty of the Tundra and the Hobby King things is that you can normally get parts, and I know I can get a new body if I really need to, but it's got to come from their global warehouse, which is Hong Kong, which sometimes means you end up paying duty on it and the costs go up, but hopefully I can fix it. So the next thing I'll do is I will get some hot water out, and we will see if this idea of putting, well, I've watched a couple of videos about it. In fact, I've watched about 3 or 4 videos about it, and some say use boiling water and some say use warm water. Some people even say use a hairdryer or something like that to get it back. So I'm kind of a bit concerned about it, because if you use hot water, really hot water, evidently it starts to bubble and you get lots of bubbling. But some people say you just rub it and it goes away. Other people say just sand it or just leave it. Somebody else said if you don't use it boiling hot, and it doesn't do it so badly, but it still reforms. So I think I might start like on just off boiling water and see how that goes, and if that doesn't work, go to boiling water. I'm really tempted to use the hairdryer method, but I kind of think that I'm going to go for the hot water method to start with, and then we'll go from there. So I'll boil up some water, bring out a pot, and we'll see how we do. Oh, by the way, I'll put the electronics out the way because I've got to go in reasonably deep, you know, to get all of the nose in. So I've got to find a pot. I'm basically to be able to get the whole of it in. I should really take off the struts, I think, and that wing. In fact, I might do that. I'll take off the wings as well before I do it, just so I'm free to do everything I want. Okay, so I'm not sure how well this is going to come out on video. I've kind of put the video there. I'm going to put some hot water in here. This is just boiled. This kettle leaks a bit. Now also, to help out, I'm going to pour some in a little pot over here. Overfilled it, that's going to bloody burn. Because I can kind of put it over. Now you can see I'm getting right messy. This is hot water, be careful. Okay, so this is a moment of truth. So I'm going to put the Tundra in here, and I'm going to kind of pour some of this over it and kind of see what happens. So I'm going to turn it around a bit. Hopefully I'm not in the way too much, but and just see if it kind of starts to fall back in place. So I'll take it out and get some more hot water in there. This is obviously hot, so you've got to be a bit careful with it. I think what you should really do is be dipping this right in. So there's any water left in the pot, kind of. Maybe I could have done with a deeper pot, I don't know, but I don't really know if I should be helping it or not. But it is softening up, there's no doubt about that. And I'm definitely getting those little marks. So something is kind of happening. So I'm going to get some more water. Leave that in there. Just kind of. I'll try and get it in there as much as I can. And the dye's now moving. It's got a little bit of a break, so I think actually I could have done with it deeper. I might have to rethink this and do it deeper than it is, because I'm not sure this is deep enough, although I can see some actions happening. They do say it can take a while for it to kind of work. Definitely more pliable than it was. Yeah, that's kind of making it a bit more pliable. Which maybe half the trick is just to kind of help it on its way a bit. When you can. Yeah, because that's definitely making a difference now. The problem is that I've also got breaks in where, yeah, that, fill that up again. Don't forget, folks, be careful, it's hot water. Okay, so just kind of give it a helping hand a bit. I've always got the hairdryer. Oh shit, my ESC's come out. That wasn't meant to happen. That's not good. Should have tightened up my ESC a bit more. Remember that. That was stuck up there somehow, but it's come down. So just keep. That's definitely better than it was though, because that was really badly. But you can see how they say that kind of bubbles up. But you can kind of form it mean, that's kind of got to the stage where it's still a bit crinkly, but it's definitely better than it was. It's those crinkly bits that I'd like to warm up a bit. Just kind of work the way out again. So it's definitely like you need to give it a little bit of a hand. But I think it's getting to the stage now where the repair wouldn't be too far away. So we just have to keep kind of working at it. I think it would have been handier if I had a bit more deeper water. I might actually just finish it off with the hair dryer method, just to see if I can just make it a little bit more. But it's definitely got better than it was. I mean, that was miles away at the start. So just by, you know, manipulating it a little bit in the water, there it goes again. Lesson 1. I'm not sure that escape will be very good after that. I'm just going to pour some while it's still quite warm, right over those foam bits, just to see if it just helps it go back a little bit more. Now obviously I'm getting water everywhere here, not the best thing to do. I could have done with a bigger pot, but I went in to try and nick one from the wife, and she said she didn't have many. Hopefully getting that back into some kind of order. But I think when I glue that back in, if I glue it and tape it, I think it should be about there. Hopefully it won't be too deformed. It looks a lot better than it was. No doubt whatsoever about that. But I think the lesson, if you're going to learn anything from the way I've done it, is to try and definitely make your pot deeper. And maybe you need hotter water. But I'm not overly displeased with that. And it's definitely got back into some kind of order. And I think it's just a matter of waiting. If you had a bigger pot, you probably could just sit and wait and let it shrink back. That's why I might just put the hairdryer on it as well and see what happens when I do that. I'm just very careful with it. But yeah, that's not too bad. I mean, that's definitely fixable now. But yeah, apart from making a big mess of my desk, it's actually kind of not done a bad job of getting there. I'm quite pleased with that actually. And you kind of learn as you go along, don't you? Next time I know I need a bigger thing. So what I might do is just try putting the hairdryer on it. Okay, so I decided to use the heat gun on it. I've obviously got to be a lot more careful with this and stay right away from it, but it seems to want a lot of heat. So I'm just going to try with a bit more. You can see that's bubbling now. And I'm coming away a little bit from it. That's what the effect he was meant to be getting, look. And you can see now how that's actually bubbled up. So look how much it's come out now. So it needs that extra heat. You've got to be really careful with this. You can see how much that's working compared to what it was before. Got a lot more extra heat. And that is boiling now, which is what it would be in the water. So be careful if you use something like this. Probably a really hot hairdryer is probably better. But look now, that's really come out. I'm staying well away from it really, just trying to get it to expand out. I'll just try this side now. You can see straight away the pops come up, the bubbles come up, but it is definitely working now. So it's really, you do need hot water, or you need heat. And you see how I'm getting that effect? And you can evidently rub it out of it. So that's what it needed to get them creases out. Really needed a lot of heat. You can see that they're almost gone now. It's a shame I've got the bubbles, but you can kind of, I don't know if you can see that, but you can almost wipe them out. Oh, that's a lot better now. Sorry if the video's a bit dodgy, but you can see that I've got the heat, but look at that. That's almost come together now. So a bit around here. You can see as soon as it's working, because those bubbles come right up. So you kind of know it's working. So if I rub that, just to get rid of some of those bubbles a bit, while it's still hot, it won't look quite so bad. To be honest with you, I'm not really that bothered about the bubbles. All I want is it to be pretty straight, and it's almost got there, look. I mean, I'd be pretty happy with that now, but I'll give it a little bit more, because it's still got a few creases there. I wouldn't use a heat gun, I'd use a really hot or a good hairdryer, I think. This is probably a little bit too hot for this. But, you know, I really just want to see if I can get those out. So again, you kind of do it, stop it, and kind of just, there you go, see that's coming out now. Yeah, that's a lot better. All those creases have just come out now. So it's literally just a little bit of glue. Glue there first, and then glue in, just to bring it back into shape. But you can see that's kind of worked a treat. So I'll just give it a front one as well, just to make sure nothing was out of place at the front. Because I think that was a bit out of place. Again, you can see straight away the heat. You obviously don't want to deform it and get too close, so be really careful. And just, as I said again, you know, rub it out. Yeah, that's kind of come together now. In fact, somebody else said that they just use that version, and it's actually quite good. I mean, the bubbles are a pain, there's no doubt about it, but it kind of, you know, I'd rather have a plain intact than worry about a few bubbles that you could probably sand out and paint. I'm going to have to kind of repaint this a bit anyway, so I could just make it a little bit better. But I think, you know, overall, I think that's pretty cool. And I mean, with a bit of glue in a couple of places that need fixing, bring that back together. And I think it should be just about right. And hopefully I haven't lost the thrust angle if there was a bit. But I can always check that later when it's flying. All I have to do is make sure these all come back together properly, glue them in place, and everything should be fine now. So yeah, the water method was a little bit difficult. Still a bit there, see? As soon as you get that hot air on though, it goes. Just kind of the water method was a little bit difficult for me, just because I didn't really have the stuff to do it, but that using the heat gun has really worked out. And it is a bit dangerous with that heat gun, obviously I don't want to melt the thing, so, but I'm pretty sure that's as best as I'm going to get that. And so now it's just a matter of doing normal nose repairs with a bit of glue. I mean, it needs glue in there first of all. I'd glue in that bit first to make that strong, and then bring the whole of it back together in the middle. That's the way I think I would do it. although I mean it doesn't really matter which way around, but I would do two separately. I'd make sure one's right before you add the other. Let it cool off and dry as well. I hope I haven't ruined that ESC by being in the water, but I could have. Okay, so there's a couple of ways you can tell whether you've got it right. As you can see, I've just kind of put on the nose cone. That will give me some kind of information about how it needs to go on totally. It's not a bad fit now, actually. As I said, it's not perfect. The other way, of course, is the front section. This wouldn't fit in at all when I first did it, the accident, but now I've got a guide and you can see that actually it's not that bad a fit. It's actually back in, but when I first done it, and I forgot to show you, this was just like that. It was just not going in there at all. But now, as you can see, it just goes right in there. So that just goes to show how much it's kind of got back to shape. By the time you put that on, put the nose on straight, I think we're not far out where we were, as long as we make sure it all glues back square together and everything. I think that gives you a good guide to where you want it to be. You've got your nose, glue them together, and I think you'll be fine. Okay, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up if you like what I've done. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.